everyone, welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, we will be talking about my first election prediction, and probably only, between Joe Biden and Will Hurd, a former congressman from Texas, who just announced a few days ago, I think 4 days ago now, or 3 days ago, that he would be running for president of the United States in the Republican primary. So Will Hurd is known for being anti-Trump, being very much a moderate on most policy issues as well. I mean, this is a guy who is running, only him and Chris Christie are solely running on stopping Trump from winning this nomination and, losing the general election. And not many people are doing that. It's probably not a good strategy, saying that Trump has the majority of the party right now, and the vast majority approve of Trump and don't really hate him like Will Hurd does. And as I said, he's not very conservative all that much. He's very moderate, and frankly, he would be losing a ton of Trump support. I mean, so many of those more hardcore Trump voters would absolutely not turn out for Will Hurd under any circumstances. So let's get into this election prediction. Starting with safe Democratic states, that's California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Illinois, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine's 1st District. Now for Will Hurd's safe states, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large. Nebraska's 3rd, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Indiana, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, and that's going to be it. So that puts Joe Biden at 163, Will Hurd at just 92. So obviously in a lot of these very Republican states, a lot of which Trump won by a safe margin, 15% or more, I don't think that Will Hurd will be able to turn out any of those Trump voters. So he would definitely be lacking in a few of these states. Now going into likely states, these states I believe will be decided by a 5 to 15% margin, starting with Democratic states. Oh my gosh, I forgot New York. Wow, that puts Biden at 191, Will Hurd at 92, so Joe Biden has over double Hurd's. Anyway, likely Democratic states. I mean, Nevada, he might gain on Trump because this is a very anti-Trump state, but still he's not coming that close. Anyway, New Mexico, a likely state, another very Democratic state. I don't think I need to talk about that too much. Then we have Minnesota. I mean, I'll just say it now. I mean, states like Michigan will be likely. I mean, this is a state where Trump won because he was able to turn out those white working class voters. He had a lot of hardcore white working class, blue collar workers, supporters here. And without that, Will Hurd is like nothing. And I'm even tempted to put Wisconsin as likely, but I won't, because Michigan is the most Democratic of them. I mean, he would just be demolished in the Rust Belt. Maine at large, I think, is likely Dem. And I guess that's it. Alright, now going into likely Will Hurd states, there's a few that are very Republican, but won't quite be safe. So Montana, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska's 1st. South Carolina, I guess, but that one's pretty close. And Alaska. And that's kind of it. Yeah, there's literally like none I need to talk about because they're also Republican. But yeah, I think Will Hurd gets demolished. He might be like one of the least electable candidates in the Republican race right now. I forgot a likely Biden state, New Hampshire, definitely. Alright, going into lean states, these states I think will be decided by a 1 to 5% margin, So pretty close. Starting with Joe Biden, of course. As I said, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Will Hurd has nothing here. All he's running his campaign on is being against Trump. I don't know what he plans on doing in the general if he were to get the nomination. So obviously that's not something to run on. You can't win by running on being anti-Trump. It doesn't work like that. Maybe in a primary, but not in a general election. So Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, I think stay with Joe Biden, both being pretty close to being likely. Maine 2nd District flips. They love outsiders. That's why Trump won big. But if there's no one like Trump, there are a lot more traditional Democratic voters. So without Will Hurd being an outsider or anything special, that one goes to Biden. Maine 2nd is, I guess, lean. I guess. I don't know. And continuing with lean Democratic states, Nevada is definitely one of them. This is a state that Biden won by 2.4%. And there are a lot of very pro-Trump Latino voters, and that will definitely be an area of trouble for Will Hurd, as for obvious reasons. Lean Biden states, I mean, yes, Will Hurd is moderate, and more moderate traditional Republicans do well in Georgia, but still, he's still so weak. I mean, there are still so many Trump Republicans in Georgia, and again, he just is not running a good campaign. He can't. He is going to have to run on real issues like the economy. That's how traditional Republicans did well in Georgia in 2022. The same goes for North Carolina. He probably loses North Carolina. That's a flip for Biden. Iowa and Ohio are tough because Trump made them so much more Republican during his years in office, so much more partisan towards the Republicans. But again, I mean, Trump has so much influence in the party, and the Trump Republicans are so much of the Ohio Republican Party and Iowa Republican Party for that matter. So I think Ohio flips narrowly to a lean margin, but I'm going to hold off on Iowa for now. And then Florida. Florida is known for having many Trump supporters. The Republicans are very pro-Trump. I mean, their governor is running for president along with Donald Trump, and they are currently tied in polls. The governor should be crushing him, okay? But since Florida loves Trump, it is currently tied. And then, of course, Will Hurd be running an anti-Trump campaign. That will lose him a ton of votes in Florida, a ton of key Republican votes. Joe Biden will come out on top. And the rest of the states, I think, will be tilt, so less than 1% margin, so aka extremely close. Starting with Iowa, I think Biden takes Iowa for the same reasons, as all the other Rust Belt states. I said it many times now. Just such a horrible candidate for rural areas. I also think Biden takes Arizona, even though there are a lot of traditional Republicans. It is trending left, and still there are Trump supporters in every state. And finally, I will give the state of Texas to Will Hurd, since he does have home court advantage here. He was a former congressman from Texas. But even that would be a struggle. But I could very easily see Biden winning Texas, and then it's just a incredible blowout. So anyway, Biden wins in a landslide, I think. I mean, Will Hurd is just such a weak candidate. I think Biden wins with 373 electoral votes to Will Hurd's 165. So Biden wins more than double Will Hurd's electoral count. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That'd be great. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.